Alright, hello everybody. This is going to be a tutorial on the Wiz3 cycle Manip. So the basic gist of this is the wizard's movement is purely dependent on the level timer. And so if you enter its room at specific times, you can manipulate its movement. That's it. It's on an 8.5 second cycle, and what you want to do is make it so that when you enter its room, it's going to charge at you, which will allow you to do a pretty fast opening. In theory, its attacks too, I think, are dependent on the level timer, but that's a lot harder to control because I think it goes on a frame-by-frame basis. So you're gonna control its general movement, but you're not gonna be able to control its precise attacks in general. So you're still gonna have a degree of improv. So the way you actually time entering its room, during a run, I have a segment timer. So within Life Split, if you go into layout settings, you can add a detail timer instead of a normal timer. And that will create two timers. One, in my case, the general timer is the white one at the top and the segment timer is the one at the bottom. So what that makes it is that when you split, you can see that the timer on the bottom restarts. So that's going to count the time for the current segment. And you have to keep in mind, I split right before the map screen, but the level timer starts after you press start on the map screen. So in theory, there's a bit of time on the segment timer that's not part of the level timer that controls the wizard. But as long as you go through the map screen reliably, that shouldn't be much of an issue. Anyway. What you want to aim for, in any percent to make it charge, you would enter, I stop at this line in the floor. And then I look at the segment timer, and when the timer says 44, so in this case it would happen in a bit. I'm probably not gonna get the same pattern, but 44 now, you would start holding right, and then you would do your opening. And again, it's on an 8.5 second timer, so if you miss that, you can still go at 52.5, and you should get the same pattern. And then if you're unable to meet that timer, you can go at 101.0, and then if you don't meet that, you can go at 109.5, and so on. For bystanding, it's a bit different because you go through a few more rooms, and this level timer stops on lag frames, and every room transition is gonna make you have 3 lag frames, so it's closer to 101.3, 101.5, something like that. And then if that doesn't work, you go at 110, and so on. Okay, once that's explained, as soon as you enter the room at the right time, this wizard is gonna charge, and that's the opening you wanna do. You wanna immediately jump and throw a star. And if you get lucky enough, you can get a double hit. If you can't get that, you can throw another star to the left like that. So you should hopefully always be able to get 3 hits. Sometimes you're gonna get hit yourself by doing that, so it is a bit dangerous. And then, yeah, for the third star, you can charge it and throw it to the left, so that hopefully it enters this hole in the wall, and it dissipates, and you can start charging your next attack immediately. And then if you have 2 items coming into this fight, you can finish this wizard off pretty quickly. So, like this, and like that. Again, it's very hard to control the wizard's exact attacks, so sometimes you're gonna have to, like, improv, dodge bubbles, dodge icicles, and so on. But yeah, again, if you don't get this double hit, you can still charge a star and throw it to the left as your second hit. Like this. Okay, in my case I didn't. I failed to make the third star go away, but I think you get the idea. And that's a very good kill. I know there's a pattern where it feels like when this star comes back, it might hit a bubble that the wizards are throwing, and I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's caused by entering a bit too late. You have about a 1 second window. Like, in theory, you can go a lot later, but this wizard is gonna charge a bit sooner, and they can line up poorly with some of its attacks. Sometimes. But yeah, do just know that some patterns are very hard to deal with, like especially the bubble spam patterns where he just like throws bubbles all the time. It's very hard to not get absorbed by something there, so sometimes you are gonna just have to improv on the fly. But generally speaking, you should get pretty good results with this. That's the gist of it. Hope it helps.